it seems to me, knowing this, science can tell this story about ourselves, and we then need to do something with this data, and we need to correct. We need to build our better selves, our consciences, into our laws and our social institutions and our tax codes, so as to protect us from our moment-to-moment failures of moral intuition. And so, in closing, I just want to suggest to you that the moment you admit that morality and human values relates to possible changes in human consciousness, and changes in consciousness depend on the way the world is, then you have to admit that there are facts that relate to questions of right and wrong, good and evil. These are questions that potentially fall within the purview of science, and therefore, by definition, it is possible for people to be wrong about them. It's possible for individuals and whole groups and entire cultures to care about the wrong things, which is to say that it's possible for people to care about things that reliably produce needless human misery. And it seems to me the great challenge we face at this moment is to begin talking about the most important questions of human life in a framework that allows us to converge on the same kinds of environmental and economic and political and social goals. I see no other way that we're going to build a viable global civilization. Thank you very much.
You asked to be challenged on your basic premise.
Please.
Slight digression that those Nazis having to go listen to accordion music was just punishment.
Yeah.
A monolithic truth, including the Universal Code of Human Rights, is by definition to me a very scary concept. Vatican II, John 23rd, this fabulous idea of ecumenism. But how would you like a monolithic Christianity falling into the hands of the successive popes? And is each of us trying to discover what that absolute truth is, through science and otherwise? It seems to me we have a great danger. And we're much better off with the diversity of opinion, and each of us creating our own, than even trying to seek that universal truth.
Right. Okay, well, thank you for that comment. I'm wondering if you feel the same way about a science of human health. Because I can sort of just keep talking, assume you don't. I mean, I would imagine you don't. But this is something, people worry that there's some sort of Orwellian or Aldous Huxleyan punchline here, where you've got guys in white coats scanning people's brains, telling us all how to live. The morality police as an arm of science. I'm really talking about psychological and social health. I mean, human well-being is clearly something that is emerging out of the human mind, and it's emerging out of the dynamics of everything that can possibly influence states of the human mind. And it seems to me that just look at what we do with medical knowledge. You know, we all know that smoking causes cancer. We know that we should wear our seatbelts. We know that we're constantly advertised to by science that certain things carry a risk of death, etc. Now, but science, that we don't have people stopping us from smoking at every doorway. And there's nothing Orwellian about this really uncompromising message. Smoking's a bad idea. And if you encourage your children to smoke, if you give your 4-year-old a cigarette, you're a bad parent. And everyone's going to judge you. Who among us wouldn't want to know if we discovered similar truths about human well-being? Let's say there's a way to reliably raise children to be more compassionate, or to be more aware of the emotions of others, or to be more aware of their own emotions, or to be able to regulate their negative emotions. There clearly have to be right and wrong ways to do this. What if we discovered that making sure your kid gets enough calcium in the first year of life is massively preventative of psychopathy? I'm just making this up. But let's just say this is true. Okay. Who wouldn't want to know that? And what's the downside to knowing that? And so what I'm saying is that the more we acknowledge that even if it's like food, there are many right things to eat. There's still many things that are going to kill you. And when your daughter gets raped and your first impulse is to kill her out of shame, as is the case in many honor cultures, it seems to me that is one of the poisonous alternatives on offer. And it's not unscientific to say that. To say that it is to say there's either no such thing about well-being or there's absolutely nothing to know about it from the point of view of science. I just don't think it's intellectually honest.